we're live. I should have put more in the description, but I was kind of moving quickly. Let me see if I can like add it now. All right, so hi, welcome. We're gonna do the general energy for this Pisces full moon. You guys can check out the written horoscopes on my page. But just a little bit of general information about the Pisces full moon. So Pisces new moon. The Pisces new moon is an opportune time to think really deeply about the things that are concerning you in your life. So anything that you're trying to figure out in your life, now is a really good time to meditate on it and to contemplate on it. Meditation can be done in silence, or meditation can be done with like frequency music or using affirmations. But no matter how you decide to meditate, how you decide to think about, contemplate about what it is that you're trying to figure out, overthinking things or avoiding issues at this time is like you're gonna definitely miss the opportunity to solve your problem. So whatever problem you have, meditation is key under the Pisces new moon in order to figure out that problem. New moons are opposite of full moons. So with the full moon, we have the full effect of the moon coming down, coming to earth, so we have the full energy of the moon. During a new moon, we have no visibility of the moon. So the moon's energy is completely covered from us. So it's a time where we actually feel like we have less energy, where it's harder to get things done, which is why now is a perfect time to meditate on things versus to act on things. So overall, with this Pisces full moon, the general message that's coming through very, very, very strongly for all of the zodiac horoscopes that I did, money or love, is that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And with like the proper meditation and contemplation, like you can figure out those reasons. So you might be in a place in your life where you're trying to figure out like why are these things happening and what's happening. Now is the opportune time to contemplate and meditate on those things, because it will give you clarity as to why those things are happening. That's the best way for me to explain this. So yeah, let me go ahead. I'm going to be doing the timestamps. Let me do that as like, what did I start? Like 20 seconds. So new moon info at like 20 seconds. Okay, and I think I'm going to go backwards because we are in the Pisces full moon. I'm not going to jump like I did last time. I'm just going to go straight through. What we're doing is I'm letting the cards speak for themselves. I don't have a specific, like usually I'll pull a specific amount of cards with a specific reasoning, etc., etc. That's not my thing today. I'm just going to kind of let the cards speak for themselves. I'm going to use mostly tarot. And I'm also going to time each one. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to make sure I'm linking this properly on my story. And then I'm going to jump into Pisces. So that is actually what I'll mention, is that right now all of my readings, actually, yeah, let me do that. So all of my readings right now on my website are available for only not all my readings. The love readings are available for $33 on my website. That information is in the, just give me one moment. sorry, I had to move my car, guys. But yeah, like I was saying, all of my readings are, the love readings right now are $33. So I have a link there for that. And what I'm doing now is I'm just adding that to my story so you guys know exactly where to go. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to start pulling for the general message for Pisces that I had. Let's pull into it. Pisces was really about, so we're going to do Pisces now. So really the general message that came through for Pisces was time machine. And it's kind of feeling like Pisces is wishing, especially with this new moon energy, a lot of people may resonate with the Pisces in general. So it's kind of relevant to all signs, but specifically Pisces energy right now is very significant to just wanting to go back in time, right? And just kind of wanting to like go back and fix things, or go back and just wishing things were different. If something would have been done differently, then life would be different. And the song that came through was Textbook by Lana Del Rey. And in that song, she's really kind of talking about like being in a relationship with somebody who's very similar to her father, you know, repeating cycles. So what I'm hearing is a lot of karmic energy, a lot of cyclical energy. So with Pisces energy right now, it's going to be very much about like Pisceans. If you are a Pisces or you have any strong Pisces aspects, you're most likely going into a place where you're very much like looking to the past, and you're trying to understand what the future is going to bring by looking into the past, which I think is interesting because the two cards that fell out were the Page of Swords, and this card is all about spying, deception, reflecting back over the shoulder, and then Five of Cups. And Five of Cups is about money losses. All is not lost. If you look behind, you may have something you want to salvage. So with both of these cards, they're both literally looking this way to the past. And really what Pisces energy, this Pisces new moon is bringing us, is explaining to us how to learn from the past, find the lessons in our past, and then look to the future. In one of my books, I think it is, I talk about that. I pretty much say that the past is filled with lessons, not opportunities, not chances. And a lot of the times we think that if we would have went back, if we could go back in some way, that there would be a chance for things to be differently. But the truth is time continues on. You can never go back. So realistically speaking, whatever you're being dealt with at the time, it's just best to face it in present moment. So with the Piscean energy right now, the best advice I have, look, it says money coming, divine wish being granted. So for Piscean energy, I'm going to say 100,000,000% that the best way to go ahead and move through this time is to meditate, contemplate, find those lessons, and move on and move into the future. Ten of Cups is also coming through. Happiness, good things, party or celebration. With the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups here, there's divine confirmation that money is coming in, especially with the Five of Cups. It talks about money losses. So there could be a failure from the past, Pisces, that you're dwelling on. Either a financial failure or like a romantic failure, but this is coming through as mostly financial, and that's why for these readings I wanted to leave it loose and let the cards really speak for themselves. So it seems like for Pisces, finances are kind of the biggest thing on your mind right now. It seems like you're trying to figure out where you failed in the past. It feels like financial freedom is the top priority right now for Pisces, and Pisces is trying to look to the past to figure out ways for them to be financially free in the future. So the best way for you to go ahead and move out of that energy is to focus on what you do have now and learning how to invest in things properly, learning how to I'm hearing return on investment. Like that should be like the best thing for you right now, Pisces, is learning how to get like a return on your investments, ROI. You know, creating spreadsheets and Excels. You guys are on the opposite of the wheel as Virgo. So you might have to pull into some Virgo aspects financially, where you learn how to create spreadsheets and lists, financial statements, being very mindful of your money, where it goes, how you're spending it. Are you getting a return on investment with every single thing that you're purchasing? And how is that return on investment coming? Now, for you, Pisces, return on investment doesn't necessarily have to be financial. You could feel like you're investing in something and it brings you back something spiritually, Pisces. So with that being said, yeah, the King of Swords is coming through, which is like a Virgo energy. So with that being said, it's like you guys have to pull into a more strategical energy, Pisces, if you want to see this financial freedom. Looking to the past and thinking about the failures from the past isn't going to help you move into the future. So with that being said, I definitely think, Pisces, you guys should check out the money horoscopes, and you guys should check out the love horoscopes that I posted both on Stargazerville and on Forever Untouchable. But if you're looking for a more personal reading, or you're looking for a more personal explanation, or you want to get deeper into your finances or to a creative project, I would definitely book a reading, and that would give you more clarity. But overall, Pisces, definitely money is coming in. The Ace of Swords just came out. Frustrations, double-edged sword, hollow victory. You guys are feeling like no matter what you do, it's just like not enough. Oh, I'm sorry, Pisces. But like I said, that Pisces reading definitely would resonate with the general collective, because we are in the Pisces full moon. That was the timer. So yeah, I'm going to do like 5 minutes for each here. So let's move into Aquarius. So Aquarius, the thing coming through strong for Aquarius was rumors. You guys have been hearing a lot of rumors about people that you love. Just doing the timestamp so I can stay on that. You guys have been hearing a lot of rumors about the people that you love, your job, just all different types of things. And you guys may have made a decision either in the past or the recent weeks that just passed, like with the retrograde in your sign. And basically what would have happened is that you guys heard rumors, and you let those rumors help you make contribute or influence a decision you made. So now, because you've made a decision based on what's going on or what these rumors were saying, you're now looking back and thinking like, damn, should I have listened to those people? Were those rumors true? Did I do enough investigation? I'm hearing for some reason Scorpio is coming through as being very important for you, Aquarius. I'm not quite sure why, but that definitely could be relevant for a lot of Aquariuses, Scorpio energy. But yeah, let's see exactly what's happening. I'm hearing Institution by Kodak Black. And that song, he's really talking about being locked up. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel what you guys feel. You guys feel like you're trapped in a decision that you made. And like I said, you made that decision based on rumors. You made that decision based on secondhand information. So you're at a place where you really want to go deep into figuring out if everything you heard was true. You want to go deep into understanding if you made the right decision. And I want to come back to the general message from the Pisces New Moon. The best way to figure out if you made the right decision, Aquarius, is to really go into your meditation. So however you meditate, however you decide to do that, meditation and contemplation are going to be the best way for you to figure out if you made the right decision. I'm feeling like you guys are at the bottom of the deck here. Yep, 3 of Wands, which is about surveying your kingdom. You guys are trying to see, you feel like, yep, King of Wands. So you guys feel like you said something or did something that basically caused somebody to leave, or you caused something in your life based on a decision you made. And because of that, you're now looking through the kingdom you're this King of Wands looking at your kingdom okay, well, what do I do now? How do I rebuild, or how do I build this kingdom now without this person or without this situation? You could have left a job. You could have turned down a job offer. You could have put somebody out of your life based on secondhand information. Those are the main things I'm hearing. But overall, what I'm hearing is that it's time for you. Look, happy home, possible country setting. A lot of Aquariuses could be thinking about traveling. You could be thinking about having an experience, a road trip or a journey. You could be on the road a lot, Aquarius. You could be driving a lot. So So, Aquarius, the biggest energy coming through here is that you guys are on the move a lot. You guys aren't sitting still long enough to get the answers that you need. So, Aquarius, I'm going to 100% tell you straight up, like, if you want these answers to whatever it is that you've been contemplating, you need to, like, sit down. Yeah, Two of Swords is coming up, which is peace and harmony, needing to take the blindfold off and keep reassessing the situation at hand. You guys are keeping yourself busy so you don't really have to think about the big decisions. That's the general energy for Aquarius. Aquarius, if you want to know more about how to make this how to find the lessons or how to dig deeper into this, you definitely can book a personal reading. It does feel like this one's a little bit more love related, so I will reiterate that my love readings are on sale for $33. You can find that link in the bio, find that link on my page. But overall, the definite energy for you guys is trying to figure out if you made the right decision about something. I can help you with that with a personal reading, or you can go ahead and try to figure that out yourself. But overall, that's the general energy for Aquarius. And let's move into Capricorn. So Capricorn's general energy was bills, bills, bills by Destiny's Child. And the general message for the one word horoscope I put out was security. Basically what I'm hearing for Capricorn is like you guys are in a place right now where it's like all about security. Like if somebody's not, you can't pay my bills, you like whatever, like you're out. Like that's just what I'm hearing for Capricorn. Like you guys are in a place where it's like you know what you're worth. You know what you bring to the table. I'm hearing for some Capricorns, it's like, I don't even bring nothing to the table. Like, I am the table. And it's like, you guys are allowing that energy to 100% guide the decisions that you're making regarding love, regarding money. Security is your top priority. For Capricorns with children, I'm hearing that you guys are, your children's safety, your children's well-being is the top priority at this time. So with this Pisces new moon, what I'm hearing is for a lot of co-parents, a lot of parents, it's coming through as pretty much like, if you're not doing whatever you have to do for the child, you can go. Like, you're not willing to deal with a co-parent or deal with deal with a partner, even a partner who's not the parent of your children. You're not willing to deal with anybody who's not putting your child's needs first, right? So I'm hearing that you're even finally, for the first time, Capricorn, you're putting your children's needs above your own needs, which I personally believe in. I've been telling Capricorn for the past, like, 5 months, if you go watch any of my videos on YouTube, there's literally messages coming through from spirit guides saying, like, you need to take care of them babies. Like, I don't know why that message kept coming through so strong. It kept coming through very strong in October, like from October to December. So Capricorn, what I'm hearing finally is y'all putting them babies first. Y'all taking care of them babies. For Capricorns who don't have children, I'm hearing that it's not necessarily a child, but it's things that also represent a childlike energy. So that could be a career, a job, a creative project you're working on, Capricorn. You're putting this first. You're taking care of it. You're putting your all into it. The Seven of Wands is coming out here. Frustrations. You are able to overcome your frustrations and you're on top of a situation. A lot of Capricorns have recently found spiritual enlightenment and they feel on top of the situation. A lot of Capricorns may have obviously come into money due to tax season, especially the ones who I'm talking about with children. You guys probably got like a nice lump sum. I don't got kids, so I don't get that nice lump sum. But you guys definitely probably got like a good lump sum. This card right here actually represents Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And this card is professional business domineering. I'm hearing a lot of Capricorns considering to start a business endeavor or to start a creative project and to try to take it seriously and like earn money from it. And because you guys invested in, I'm hearing you got your taxes and you flipped it in a positive way. So whatever it is that you invested in, you're kind of at a point where you're like, if you're not investing in me, like meaning partners romantically, if you're not investing in me, then it's like, you can go. You're useless. You're pointless, right? So I'm also hearing with the whole everything happens for a reason and the whole Piscean energy, the Piscean new moon energy that I was giving in the beginning, talking about how everything happens for a reason and meditation and so on and so forth. You guys, Capricorn energy is very much so trying to meditate and contemplate on how they're going to spend their money next. What am I buying? Why am I buying it? How is this going to bring me money back? It's kind of what I was talking about. I really do want to reiterate that a lot of people probably should watch the Pisces, even if you're not a Pisces, because the Pisces energy is very similar to what the Pisces new moon is bringing everybody. And what I talked about in the Pisces reading real quick was return on investment, ROI. Capricorn is an earth sign. So Capricorn is more inclined to make lists and have spreadsheets and have things of that nature. So what I'm saying for you, Capricorn, is like, if you haven't already, this new moon is a perfect time to start making a list, start making spreadsheets, start thinking about how you're going to invest your money, how that money is going to come back to you. And I wouldn't just think about this in terms of short term. This should be long-term investments. If I start this business this year, what is this business going to look like in 5 years? What is this business going to look like in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Not just next month, not just how does this benefit me up until, the summer. No, we want to look long-term. 2022 is an opportune time to plant seeds for the long-term future. One of the things I always tell my clients and tell everybody I work with is everybody should have a 20-year plan. I don't care who you are. I don't care what sign you are. Everybody needs a 20-year plan. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and leave it off there for Capricorn. I do want to point out, Capricorn, that I do help make 20-year plans. So if you're interested in having like a 20-year plan, you're interested in having a career plan, you want your business to make more money, and you're trying to look for a different way to do that, you need assistance with a website, you need any of those things, I would definitely check out my website. I have 2 different products. I have the Fairy Godmother, where I would help you with social media. And then I also have the Magician, where I would help you make a plan. This is funny. This is definitely Sagittarius. Where I would help you make a plan for the future, for your money. So I would definitely check those out. If you're interested in those, I can drop those in the comments afterwards. I might drop them with like a little thing with your guys' name next to it. But yeah, let's move into Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, your card fell out, which is the Temperance card. You guys are literally represented by this card. So money restrictions, testing waters. What I'm sensing for you, Sagittarius, and then frustrations too. You're on top of your situation. What I'm sensing for you, Sagittarius, is that the energy coming through is basically like you have an idea, you have a dream, you have a plan, but you're trying to figure out, Wheel of Fortune, elevation, a trip coming, 6 of Cups, happy house, childhood memories. You have a plan for financial freedom. Part of that financial freedom is trying to figure out where you're going to live. I'm hearing for some Sagittariuses, a lease is coming up, or a change in residence is necessary due to a contract for some reason. But I'm also hearing, Sagittarius, that you're testing your waters. I'm hearing the return on investment thing again, Sagittarius. I would listen to Pisces. But what I'm hearing for you, Sagittarius, is that you're planting your money in a few different spots. With Sagittarian energy, I know that you guys always might have a job or might have whatever, but Sagittarians are known to have multiple, that's what this one seems like for you guys. With Capricorn, it felt like they were on top of the situation with multiple lovers. Like they were fighting multiple lovers. With this one, oh, I'm sorry, I need water. With this one, it's coming through as more like, you have so many different projects. You have so many knives in the fire. Isn't that what they call it? That's the expression. You have multiple knives in the fire, Sagittarius. But you're on top of the situation. You're creating you have a plan. You've balanced the plan. You've made a plan. But this is weird because I'm sensing multiple different energies here with Sagittarian. It's just, you have to test a lot of different things. Money coming in, divine wish being granted is coming through for you guys as well. What I'm sensing the most, Sagittarius, is you guys are scared to take a plunge. Really with this house situation too. Picking a place to live, choosing a place to live, choosing an apartment, choosing an area. The area is coming through very strong. It's like you don't know exactly which area you want to live in, Sagittarius, and that's coming through very, very strongly for you guys. It was 2444 when I said that. So 444, and you guys, I started Sagittarius at 22 minutes exactly. So 222, 444. These things could be very significant for you, Sagittarius, but my point is that the thing you guys are meditating and contemplating on, like when I was saying everything happens for a reason, and the Piscean energy, the Piscean new moon for this energy is pretty much in terms of meditation, contemplation, trying to figure out why things happen. You guys are trying to figure out why you are in the place you are, like physically. I'm talking about locationally, but also spiritually. You're trying to understand if, I think for a quick second, Sagittarius, you guys are being a little pessimistic, and you're like, does everything happen for a reason though? That's what I'm feeling. So I want, for Sagittarian energy, I would say 100,000,000% to start meditating on that belief. Does everything happen for a reason? Try to think about, I'm hearing deja vu. You guys may be experiencing a lot of deja vu right now, Sagittarius. And I'm just going to give a quick explanation of what deja vu is, because a lot of people don't exactly know what the actual definition is. There are different parallel universes, right? So there's a different version of me. Like, I actually had a different shirt on before I started this, and I was like, okay, I should change my shirt. I changed my shirt, but there was a version of me that chose not to change my shirt, right? So the best way for me to explain this is that deja vu is when the version of me who didn't change my shirt and the version of me who did change my shirt link up and end up doing the same exact thing at the same exact time, and we're both conscious of it. You know, you guys see a lot of movies, I'm sure, like the movie where what's his face is in the like he's in the TV show and he doesn't know he's in the TV show, right? So it's kind of like we live in this world where we're always being told that we're only conscious on one level. I'm sure that they talk about this in The Matrix, but it's like there's different versions of us walking around everywhere. We are only conscious in one version of ourselves. So deja vu is when all the versions of ourselves are completely conscious at the same time. And it feels like something we've done before, but it's not something we've done before. It's something we're doing in a different reality. So what I'm sensing for you, Sagittarius, is you're having a lot of deja vu because you're almost tapping in to different consciousnesses. I had said in my last reading, Sagittarius, with you guys, that you guys were going to go into a place where you were able to see all the different paths that were lying in front of you and see exactly where they all lead to. That's where you're at. Which path do I want to be on? Which version of me is the best version of me? So yeah. So you want to contemplate on the person you want to be, Sagittarius. Who do you want to be? Where do you want to live? What kind of person do you want to be? Oh my God, I just watched Free Guy 2. It was so good. And that's actually that's a perfect example. Yes, Free Guy. When he's in that, he's there, and he's this version of himself who is like, he's just the NPC, a non-player, whatever, a non-player. But then he ends up turning into an artificial intelligence character. He ends up being a character. Yes, I would actually recommend that. If you're a Sagittarius, she's not a Sagittarius, but she's still on it, what I'm talking about. 100,000,000%. No, that's not what I was talking about, though. I was talking about the other movie, The Truman Show. The Truman Show with what's his face, where he's, you know, he's in the TV show, but he doesn't know he's in the TV show, and he wants to get out of that consciousness, and he wants to exceed out of, like, he looks up and the sky is fake, and everything is fake, and he doesn't even realize it, that show. But no, Free Guy is a better example, though, I think, because he is going from one state of consciousness to a different state of consciousness. And I don't want to give away a spoiler in Free Guy, but that's literally what happens in the movie. Like, he goes from one state to a different state. He ends up reverting back. Fat Albert, too! Yes! Fat Albert, they're in one state of consciousness, and then they break through the TV screen, and they're in another state of consciousness. 100,000,000%. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like, I wonder if everybody understands what I'm talking about, because I feel like I'm going a little crazy here. But no, you 100% are on the same page as me then. Yeah, Fat Albert, Truman Show, Free Guy. These are all places where they talk about the concept of multiple realities, multiple universes. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't believe in multiple universes, that's fine, Sagittarius. You can simply be somebody who believes, okay, we're only in one reality, you're going too far for me. So if you feel like I'm going too far for you, then what I'm going to say is that it's not necessarily being in different universes or having deja vu, but you could be somebody who's just overall thinking about what the state of life is, what being present means for you, what you want your life to look like in the future, and what kind of version of yourself you want to be. Like, who do you want to be to the rest of the world, and what your purpose is to this world. And a lot of that has to do with, for Sagittarius, a lot of that is having to do with where you live, locationally, and how you feel spiritually. So I would meditate on, I would meditate on that, Sagittarius. All right, so we're going to move into Scorpio. I always have trouble with Scorpio, guys. Everybody knows this. Scorpio is like one of my harder signs. My south node is in Scorpio. That's why it's an uncomfortable zone for me. Just a quick little understanding. Our north node and our south node are our comfort zones and our non-comfort zones. So our north node, this is crazy. That came through twice. Our north node is where we're comfortable, and our south node is where we're not comfortable. Our south node is where our karmic lessons lie. It's the place we're scared to go. It's the place, but it's also the place we must go so that we learn the lessons that we need to in life. So I say that to say that any sign you are, if you're looking to exceed, you're looking to expand, you're looking to learn more about yourself, learn more, especially like I said, this Pisces new moon is about understanding, meditating, and contemplating on what lessons you have learned in this life. If you're somebody who's completely oblivious to the lessons you've learned, you're just having an issue understanding why things have happened to you, and you just can't understand why, then learning your south node would be very beneficial for you. Just a quick tidbit of understanding. For me, my south node is in Scorpio. My mother is a Scorpio. Most of my karmic lessons lie within the relationship between my mother and I. My mother and I have a very tumultuous relationship. It's very hard for us to get along, and that's because there's always a lesson for me to learn. A lot of my lesson has to be patient. It has to be understanding, empathy, accepting people for who they are and what they are, and not trying to change them. That's very hard for me. I'm a Sagittarius. I love to change things, and more importantly, I'm a spiritual advisor, so I'm always looking to show people a different side. But Scorpio energy is complacent. They like being where they are and what they are, and they don't want to necessarily change. And because Scorpio is such a dark sign, they take it personally when they're being influenced to change, because they feel like, wow, is it because I'm so dark? And they start to feel like, am I evil? Is there something wrong with me then? If you're telling me I should be a different way, does that mean there's something wrong with me? So I learned the lessons constantly through my mother of having to understand that just because something's not the way you like it doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. So yeah, I would look into your south node. If you're interested in learning more about your lessons, I should probably put south node there. I should delete that one and write south node, because that really wasn't about Scorpio at all. Let me just change that, guys. But what I will say is now we'll get into Scorpio. And Scorpio, the song that was coming through strongly for you guys was Britney Spears' You Drive Me Crazy. Right now, it feels like there's somebody in Scorpio's life. When did I just start talking? We'll take 33. Right now, there's somebody in Scorpio's life who's literally driving them crazy. For my mom, that's probably me. But it's like communication is key right now for Scorpio. The cards coming through is Tower and the Queen of Pentacles. So with the Tower coming through, it's showing me that this is funny because these are like kind of like the Piscean energy. Scorpio, I would go watch Pisces. I've been telling everybody to watch Pisces though, because it's the Pisces new moon. So a lot of people will really resonate with that. Yeah, Scorpio, the 8 of Wands and then the Tower are coming through. 8, 16. 16 is 8 is a divisible of 16. So I'm hearing 8, 2, 16. These are all numbers that are significant for you. But we have speedy news or situation coming, and then literally with the Tower, it's the same kind of thing. Things happening at a lightning pace. So Scorpio, I'm hearing that you guys are definitely you guys have either received news or are going to receive news. The Tower usually signifies that it's a catastrophe, an accident, things happening. But because the 8 of Wands is here to clarify over that, what I'm hearing is that this might be something that seems like a catastrophe, but it's not as catastrophic as it may come off. Like, I'm hearing for Scorpio, it could be like a pregnancy, a loss of a job. See, it says delays around money, coming in from the cold, spying, looking over the shoulder, a breakup, a past lover coming back and offering something. And it seems like a catastrophe because it seems like you don't have the emotional stability to deal with this, which is why the song You Drive Me Crazy is coming through so strong, because it's kind of like you're feeling like this person drives you crazy, or this news is driving you crazy. But what I'm hearing, though, is with this Queen of Pentacles coming through is that you have the power to overcome this. You have the power to understand this better. I think that for Scorpio energy, it's very important to understand that, you know, everything does happen for a reason. So I would really, because we talked about meditation and contemplation, Scorpio, I really think that for you, it's an opportune time to look very deeply into... Okay, let me give it like this, Scorpio. Here, I'm going to give you like a little Japanese proverb. The koi fish knows when to swim with the tide, and the koi fish knows when to swim against the tide. Scorpio, now is a time to flow with the tide. The koi fish knows when to just go with the flow. Now you have to go with the flow of life. You have to stop trying to control life. Even though I'm saying everything happens for a reason and there's always a lesson, Scorpio, I'm going to say you're the only sign so far who I'm going to tell you straight up, don't try to find a reason just yet. Do not try to find a reason. Just go with the flow. Allow life to happen, and allow life to happen organically and naturally. The more you try to force things, or the more you try to figure out things, especially Scorpio, you're a natural detective, and I think that's the difference between you and the other signs. Scorpio, you will dig deep until you find, you're digging deep until you find gold. You will strike gold, you know what I mean? But it's like, do you need the gold right now? One of the other lessons I really always talk about in my readings is not just everything happens for a reason, but also divine timing. Everything we need to know will be presented to us at a time that it's most needed to be presented. So what I'm hearing for you, Scorpio, is, yeah, you might feel like there's a reason things are happening. You know, there's a reason this person got pregnant, or there's a reason that this ex is coming back to you. There's a reason you lost your job, but allow the earth to show you that reason. Don't try to push on that reason too much, you know? Yeah, Five of Wands, battles around you, people battling around you. I'm definitely hearing workplace and family. All right, yeah, these are definitely the next cards, because next is Libra. All right, Libra, so let's say 3750. All right, so with the Libra energy coming through, we have the Hierophant and the Hermit. It's funny because those are Virgo cards. So I don't know if Virgo's relevant. It could be relevant. It could be Virgo could be in your top 3, Libra, your big 3, your Sun, Moon, Rising. For Libra, it's coming through as loneliness, unattached, soul-searching, time needed alone, Hierophant, contracts. Hierophant is all about a lesson. You could be, because remember we talked about thinking about the past, reminiscing a lot under this new moon. So Libra, what you could be reminiscing about is 2021. The Hierophant was the card that represented and embodied the year of 2021. We all learned some very deep lessons in 2021 that were supposed to be preparing us to plant seeds in 2022. So what I'm going to go ahead and say is that you learned some lessons about how to be alone last year. And yeah, the Hanged Man is definitely your card. Yeah, oh, the Empress. Oh my God. And the Nine of Pentacles. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And the Five of Swords. Yes. You had to learn how to be alone. You had to learn how to be alone. You had to learn how to do your whole self-care thing. You had to learn how to be, your own biggest fan is what I'm hearing. But the thing is like with this, it's like at first you thought you lost something when you lost a partner, you lost a mentor, you lost a friend, you just lost even a pet, I'm hearing. Like you could have lost any of those things, and this very greatly, yeah, like snakes, birds, you could have lost a bird or a snake. But the point is, Libra, is that You had to learn how to be alone. You had to learn how to go through this whole soul-searching experience. And now in 2022, with this new moon, you got through January, you got through February, we're coming into March, and you're just kind of like, what did it all mean? Like, I'm not supposed to be alone forever. So, and I'm not supposed to feel lonely, because a lot of you may not even be alone, because I'm sensing that some of you are actually in relationships, but what I'm sensing is that there's a loneliness that's like, I can't even explain it. I really can't. But Libra, this is like deep inside your soul. Like, there's a missing piece. And you started to learn how to fill up that piece with like your soul purpose, like the thing you want the most in life. But the issue is that that's not doing it all for you. You're looking for a peace of mind, a contentment. So right now is the time to meditate on what peace means for you. You know, is it only financial that you're looking for? Because a lot of this could be is that you haven't reached the financial status that you're looking for, Libra. So you're kind of like stuck in this energy of just like, it's 303. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that because it's master number is 33. But yeah, so I feel like you're in this place, Libra, where it's like, you need to understand what peace means to you. I always tell people peace is technically freedom, right? The freedom to be who you want to be, the freedom to buy what you want to buy, the freedom to say what you want to say. That brings an inner peace to us. That's why we always hear people say you have to speak your truth. You have to live in your truth. That's the part you're missing, Libra, is you learn how to be alone. You learn what matters the most to you, but you haven't learned what true freedom is. You haven't learned how to express your needs to the world, to tell the rest of the world that this is what I need to feel at peace. The Empress coming through was a 3. That's why that 33 was coming through super strong. This card is actually ruled by you guys. This is ruled by Venus, this card. With that being said, there's an inner self-love that's lacking still. You guys don't feel worthy of receiving. You don't feel worthy of receiving everything. You don't feel worthy of living in a peaceful life. Some people are addicted to drama. Some people are addicted to trauma. Some people are addicted to neediness and not being needy to other people, but having other people need them. So I'm hearing that although you may think you're drama free, although you may think that you're somebody, because Libra's actually quite indecisive, and Libra's actually not a confrontational sign. So you may feel, because they're all about justice, and they're all about seeking justice and living in a just way, in an ethical way. So what I'm hearing for Libra is that you may see yourself as that way, but essentially you're still feeding into drama of some sort. And that's where the Hierophant is coming through very strongly for you, Libra, because you learned this lesson last year to just walk away from things. But for some reason this year, you're thinking about, contemplating about, considering getting involved in things you shouldn't get involved in, you know, or you are getting involved in things you shouldn't get involved in. Things that 5 months ago you would have just walked away from because you knew better, or you were starting to know better. It's kind of like, you know, this slogan, if you knew better, you do better. It's kind of like y'all know better now. You learned your lesson, but you're just not doing better. I don't mean to say that so bluntly, but that is very much the energy coming through with Libra. Like, yeah, so you guys need to meditate and contemplate on what peace of mind means to you, and you have to be willing to get that at all costs. And sometimes at all costs means walking away from a situation where you could be right from. Like, you don't always have to be right. Give up the need to be right. Okay, so Virgo energy. Yeah, this is your guys' card. All right, Virgo. You guys already know you're my favorite sign. I feel like I say this every single time. Oh, Libra, I just want to say real quick, real quick, going back to Libra, just really quickly. Libra, the song that came through for you guys was Lucky by Britney Spears and To Make a Plan. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. She's so lucky. She's a star, but she cries with her lonely heart. That's y'all. That's the best way for me to explain everything I just said. So I would listen to that song, channel that song. Yeah, and definitely contemplate on making a plan on how to get out of that energy. So, yeah, Virgo. Okay, so like I said, Virgo's my favorite sign. I love tapping into Virgo energy. But the song Ships is coming through, and then the word complete was what I used for your one-worded horoscope, Virgo. Realistically, Virgo, something is ending, whether you know it or not, energetically speaking, spiritually speaking, physically, romantically speaking. Turning your back and walking away, nothing else can be done. First off, you've lost your opportunity to reconcile with somebody that you wanted to reconcile with. And then more importantly, you've had to turn your back and walk away from somebody or something based on something they've recently done. The star is coming through here. So that's Aquarius energy, Virgo. So there could be an Aquarius in your life who basically, like, I think this is who you wanted to reconcile with, and it doesn't necessarily have to be an Aquarius. The star also is very similar to, like, Sagittarian energy. So Sagittarius, Aquarius, and it could just be somebody you see as, like, a star. Somebody you see as somebody who is extremely, extremely, like, personable, and everybody loves them, and you love them too, but you just feel like you're a part of the crowd when you express yourself to them. Like, you've always felt like and think that this person has so many people who favor them. So you've always, like, played it cool when it came to this energy. But justice is here, which goes to show me that a situation legally could have held you back from making choices with this person or around this person. I'm hearing that even legal troubles is what caused you to make some really bad decisions spiritually and emotionally and mentally. Money coming in and the divine wish being granted is coming through very strong here, because it seems like you've lost your opportunity to reconcile with somebody, but the thing is that time is not necessarily linear, Virgo. So you may feel this way now, but the thing you're supposed to be meditating and contemplating on is your wrongs. You know, justice was served for this other person in some way. Justice may even be served for you in some way, Virgo, because you may sincerely be exonerated from this legal issue, or you may have some relief from this legal issue, and that will clear the air. But what I'm hearing is that, like, it's all about timing. So you still haven't learned your lessons, and I'm hearing a lot of pride. Addiction is coming through very strongly. It's not here, but I'm hearing a lot of Capricorn energy, like the devil energy, addiction, possession, obsession. Those are all qualities you're fighting with and dealing with right now, Virgo. So it's like a time where it's like you still have to come to grips with your mistakes. And until you do that, you're not really going to be able to reconcile. But what I will say is, what the cards say here is, like, there's a divine wish being granted. So there's a possibility of reconciliation. It's just really going to be about the energetical work. So what I'm going to say is Pisces is on the opposite spectrum as you guys. So on the opposite of the zodiac wheel, Virgo. So what I'm going to say is, really, for you, Virgo, the best thing for you guys to do is to really tap into Piscean energy. You guys are hermits. So you guys, that's hermit in the tarot. You guys are all about soul searching, being alone, so on and so forth. But what I'm going to say for you, Virgo, is now is an opportune time to connect with water, connect with nature. Get out of your home. Get out of your, because Virgo is all about being in the home. But now for you, Virgo, it's funny too, because there's water here, countryside water. All these cards are outside except the Justice card, but that's obviously because that's about a court case. But for you, Virgo, getting outside, especially today's beautiful. If you're in Connecticut, today is a beautiful day. So if you're a Virgo and you're in Connecticut, I'm telling you right now, you need to get outside. If you're going to meditate or contemplate about anything, you should do it in open air, open energy. And you're really contemplating about your own ego, Virgo. You're really contemplating about the mistakes you've made, because until you can take accountability, you'll never be able to fix the situation. Reconciliation will not happen. I'm just going to make that very clear. Until you take accountability and until you recognize what you have brought to the table, what type of trauma, drama, obsession, possession you've brought to the table, there's just not going to be a change, Virgo. I'm going to be nice to you guys because, like I said, I love you guys the most. Let's see what the Tao is saying, because that's all tarot, so let's just see. Yeah. You guys are completely overwhelmed. You need to face your fears, dark emotions, unpredictability, courage, danger, insecurity. And then on the opposite side, we have friendliness, mutual respect, shared goals, interdependence, agreement, and strengthening bonds. A lot of twin flame energy coming through strong here, Virgo. I'm going to say, Virgo, like I said, my love readings right now are only $33. If you want to know more about the other person's energy or where they're at emotionally, spiritually, we could look into that in a reading. The link is in my bio. It's also on my page. But another thing is that you can do, Virgo, is you can cross watch. You can go watch Aquarius. You can go watch Sagittarius. Those were the signs coming through. Capricorn was a sign coming through strong here. If you want a better understanding of what your partner or what your desired partner is going through. But also, too, if Virgo is more concerned about money, what I'm going to say straight up is that yeah, your partner might be an issue here too. So if you have like a partner at work, a boss at work, maybe you should watch their sign. But yeah, this is more coming through as a romantic reading. Yeah, we're going to leave it there, Virgo. Or else I'll just keep pulling cards for you guys forever. You guys always get so much from me. Like, honestly. Alright, so we're going to jump into Leo. So Leo energy was coming through as American Funeral and needing an outlet. So American Funeral is the song that they played in Star. The song talks about wanting freedom. So it's like, Leo, you want freedom, but you're living trapped in your own body and trapped in your own mind, Leo. That's the best way for me to explain this. So you guys need an outlet, a journal, a friend, something like that, and that will help you guys. But essentially, Leo, right now, it's like you guys are in a prison of your mind, a prison in your body, a prison. You guys just feel trapped by emotions, trapped by your fears. You feel debilitated. You're starting to come onto an onset of depression, possibly anger. Yeah, these are your cards right here. Yeah, Two of Cups. Look at the line on here. You guys are represented by a lion, obviously. Peace of mind, joining of two people. Five of Pentacles. Delays around money coming in from the cold. You feel death is coming through strong here. Ten of Swords, end of a relationship. Page of Swords, a young woman, or just, I don't know why I said that out loud. I never say what's on these cards. Spying or deception, reflecting back over your shoulder. Important news coming through. Eight of Swords, frustrations, feeling bound and gagged, Leo. What did I just say? You feel like you're in a prison. Okay, so Leo, you recently received some news. Because of this news, whatever this news is, you have to end a relationship, or you feel like this is the end of a relationship because of this news that came through. Maybe, I'm just hearing this straight up, like, somebody you used to deal with could be, like, pregnant or something, so it's kind of like, because this past person's pregnant, now you can't move forward with a future person. So there has to be an end to the relationship as it is. The Two of Cups is coming through, joining of two people. So what I'm hearing is that there's a conjoinment of some sort happening here, Leo. And what's happening is, as a result, you guys are kind of having to end something. With this important letter coming through, you guys just got news about something really, really, really important. And you're scared this will affect your money. You're scared this will affect your other relationships. Especially you, Leo. You're somebody who's like, you're like a lover. So, you know, even if you're in a committed relationship, you always have other options in a way. You have friends. You know what I mean? So, you're scared of drama for some reason. So I think for now is a good time to meditate and contemplate about how to communicate with people. First off, having an outlet so that you can express your emotions in a safe place. But then secondly, learning how to, once you get them out in a safe place, learning how to convey those emotions and those thoughts to other people without hurting them or without getting too angry or frustrated when you do so. It seems like you get very frustrated when you're trying to express yourself. One of the things coming through very strong, Leo, is like you don't like to be cut off. Like you feel like every time you speak, it's like somebody's coming and cutting you off with all these swords here. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of communication issues. Yeah, because swords represents air. So you're kind of really getting like, you just can't communicate well. And the reason is not just because of these other people. I think you want to blame these other people, but you need to contemplate on your own emotions. You need to contemplate on what you truly feel and understand that it's not even just what you feel or what you think, to be honest. Like, because to be honest, Leo, what's coming through kind of strongly here is that's kind of your main, like, you do know how to express what you're feeling. You just don't know how to express it in a way that's not going to hurt the other person. You need to learn how to express your feelings to other people without hurting them. With this death coming through, it's like there's a new beginning happening. The Two of Cups and death, that means like there's a whole new beginning happening. But then there's Ten of Swords here, so that means there's also an end to a relationship. Yeah, I think if you need something more specific, Leo, I would definitely recommend to either do my love reading, which, like I said a million times, it's $33 on sale right now. You can check the link in the bio or check the link on my page. But essentially, oh, kids from school, that was divine confirmation. Yeah, kids, you hear it? Kids, I keep saying there's something about pregnancy, kids. Maybe you're a co-parent and, you know, your lover from the past, your lover who you have a relationship with or have children with is affecting your current relationship. Maybe you're trying to date and you're just realizing you can't really, yeah, there's literally kids on this, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there for you, Leo. Right now, for you, because I don't want to get too much into the love situation of what's happening. But overall, Leo, your situation is going to call for you to find an outlet and learn how to express your emotions and then learn how to convey those emotions to other people without getting frustrated or hurtful, mean. Because Leo you guys roar. You guys are lions. Y'all be roaring on people. So y'all need to be careful with that. So let's jump into Cancer. Now I'm going to say straight up, Cancer energy was coming through with a lot of sexual energy, a lot of child energy as well when I was doing the reading for you guys. The song coming through was Shea Butter, like Shea Butter, baby, like fucking up your pillows, like all that shit. Excuse my voice, I really don't care about that. But the word coming through was future. So you guys are really much thinking about your future. The world is coming through, so it's like you guys might feel like you have the world right there, Three of Cups, celebration. Yeah, there's a lot of sexual energy here. Even in the cards, like I didn't realize it was gonna, you know, sometimes I'm like, will it? Yeah, there's three energy here. 3 is the child, represented by Aries. Visitors or messages to share is coming through, so it could be a father or mother of your child, the co-parent of a child coming in with a message, or just a suitor coming in with this message, Cancer here. But the other thing I'm seeing for Cancers who aren't feeling anything that has anything in regard to children, or just aren't trying, or not possible to try, or not possible to conceive, the other thing coming through is that childlike energy is coming through with travel. It's coming through with planning a trip, feeling like you have the world in the palm of your hands, in the sense that it's like you feel lucky that you get to go to all these places, or that you'll possibly be going to this specific place very soon. Money, luck. but there's a frustration here, a double-edged sword. For some, traveling, not trying to be blunt, but this whole war situation could be affecting you guys because, you know, gas prices are going up. Kind of like the pandemic, too. There are some places who are kind of backtracking in their restrictions, traveling, so needing masks. Like, you planned a trip, but now you realize, damn, we're going to have to wear masks, or damn, you know, this war is going to affect us in XYZ way, and so on and so forth. So that's very relevant here. But Cancer, what I'm going to say is that there's another thing coming through for you guys, Cancer. It's feeling like money. Yeah, it's feeling like money. A business, money. So the child energy that I'm feeling could also be that. It could be like this money, a project you're starting that feels like your baby. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's mad sexual energy coming there through here, Cancer. So you guys are either creating a baby, or you're creating a business, or you're creating a project, or you're planning a trip. Because all of those things take masculine energy. They take creative energy. They take planning energy, like, and those are masculine qualities, not feminine qualities. And it's seduction, a temptation, passionate encounter, meeting halfway. Maybe you're meeting somebody you met online. Innocence, the child is coming through, Cancer. Trusting nature, originality, spontaneity, open-heartedness, simplicity. I'm going to say that for the ones, that's obvious what this means for a child, but what I'm going to say for the ones who are planning a creative project, Cancer, this is asking you to expect the unexpected. Especially with the revolution, transformation, a radical change, give up the old to make way for a new, a quantum leap. You may have to quit your job soon in order to put all your energy into this creative project. And discipline is coming through. It's time to take the bull by the horns, create a strategy, mobilize forces. What did I say? The one word horoscope for Cancer is future. And I think I started this off by saying, I think with Pisces, I don't know, but I've been telling everybody to go watch Pisces because we're in the Pisces New Moon. So Pisces will resonate with a lot of people regardless if you're a Pisces or not. But what I'm going to say for you, Cancer, is to keep in mind that you should have a 20-year plan. And you should make that 20-year plan. If you're somebody who's interested in making a 20-year plan, a 10-year plan, I actually do that through my readings. I have a magician reading where it helps you decide what the best way, the best route for your business is, your business or your creative endeavor. And then I have the fairy godmother, which is a social media strategy. Right? I help you create a social media strategy. So you can check out those on my website. But more importantly, the biggest lesson, the biggest takeaway from what you should be meditating on, like, yes, you should make a plan, yes, whatever, so on and so forth. You should think about the future, think about this trip, this child, or this business. But the next biggest thing coming through is this open-heartedness. You have to open up your heart chakra. Stay original, stay authentic. Don't try to copy anybody else's path. Even with parenting, traveling, or starting a business, I'm hearing very, very clear, Cancer, that you want to forge your own way. You know, we want to break glass ceilings. You want to be the first to do something. So it's kind of like what you might be doing might be unprecedented. So what I'm saying is that, like, if it's children, maybe your parenting style is different than any other parenting style out there. Stick to your guns. Be original about it. Maybe this business that you want to start is similar to other people's, but there's something you want to do to advertise or promote or to get your name out there. Like, you don't want to just follow the same script everybody's following. Stick with that idea and with that energy, and I promise you, you'll start getting a rush of ideas and energy in on that. And traveling as well. Maybe because of the COVID restrictions, you're like, maybe we shouldn't fly or take a train like everybody else. Like, maybe we should think of a creative and innovative way to travel, you know? Maybe you guys want to take a road trip and then rent bikes and bike through a city instead of wasting gas, you know? So those were all, that was... Guys, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but that was a really good one. That was a really good one. That's a really innovative and creative and original way to travel. You know what I mean? But yeah, so my point is this innocence is coming through very strong. A lot of 7 energy. You really need to meditate and you really need to start praying on whatever it is that you're trying to see for your future. And with that faith, with that confidence, and with that discipline, you'll really be able to accomplish your goal. So yeah, Cancer. Cancers, your guys' was just the most fun. I'm not even going to lie. Yours was absolutely the most fun. It wasn't even really too much about love. You guys are really focused on creating a seed of some sort. So that's like kind of interesting. So, okay, let's get into Gemini. We have Gemini, Taurus, and Aries. Gemini, we have the Queen of Cups and we have the King of Pentacles. Oh, that's odd. These are polar opposites, these two cards. Soft, gentle, motherly is the Queen of Cups, and then the King of Pentacles is business, arrogance, powerful. I think you could be, oh, that makes sense. Gemini, y'all are represented by the twins. Y'all are always fucking bipolar. You guys are always on different pages. Like, 1 minute you're one thing, the next minute you're the other thing. You guys are just like fucking Sour Patch Kids. That's funny. So that's kind of what's coming through very strong here. Let me get some clarifiers on what exactly that means for you guys. Seven of Swords, the Hermit. You've been doing some soul searching. You've been alone a lot, just thinking a lot, trying to figure out life. A lot of 7 energy coming through here. You've been like on a spiritual journey. All that glitters is not gold. You guys have been making prudent decisions about where you spend your money and how you spend your money. The 7 of Swords is coming here, so you guys have a wish or a high dream, a big dream, plans, hopes. You guys are trying to accomplish something. So what are you guys meditating on? You guys are kind of more in a space of... Gemini is always very hard for me. Gemini is on the opposite of the whale as Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius sun, so sometimes it's hard for me to tap into this Gemini energy because it's very opposite of what my energy is. Yeah, more Hermit energy. Abundance. You guys are trying to... Oh. Gemini wants to be on what my Cancer energy was on. Gemini, you're scared to take a risk and you're scared to start a business. You're scared to plant a seed. You're scared to have a child. You're scared to start a business. You're scared to travel right now. There's something holding you back because you're going back and forth in yourself between, you know, being nurturing and motherly and having this feminine energy where you're just open and innocent, but then you're also coming back to your other side, which is business and arrogance, and there has to be a deadline and a bottom line. Like, you're toying between what's the point? Why does it, like, you're kind of nihilistic in a way. It's almost like you're like, why even plant a seed? We're all gonna die one day anyways. You know what I mean? So you're kind of going back and forth between where do I invest my time? How do I invest my time? Like, you want to trust the universe and trust that, you know, everything, like even I'm saying matters. Like, oh yeah, there's always a spirit. Everything happens for a reason, and I can just invest my money and my time into a business opportunity and everything will happen well. But then on the flip side, you're kind of like, that's crazy. I have 7 notifications, all these 7s here. But on the flip side, you're just like, that's not realistic. That's dumb. There has to be a plan for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Yeah, child, travel, and business. These are the top 3 things. One of these 3 things is the most, maybe it is a romantic partner. Maybe you're, no, it's not. No, it's not. Child, travel, business. You want to start, you want financial freedom. You want freedom. So you've been thinking about this. You've been hermit. You've been alone. You've been on a low profile. You've been looking to yourself for all the answers. Gemini, what I'm going to say to you is, because the best way to appeal to you is because You guys aren't necessarily spiritual beings to the fullest extent. You guys need practice. Like, you guys are, I need to see it to believe it kind of people. Okay, we have a we have a Gemini listening. You guys are see it to believe it kind of people. So what I'm going to tell you, Gemini, is the best thing to do for you right now is to read a book or to watch a documentary, listen to a podcast of an entrepreneur. Listen to somebody who started with nothing and turned it into something. Or listen to somebody, like if you're a Gemini who's having fertility issues or wants to have a child, but you're just like not sure, like, do I even want to bring a child into this world where there's a war? Listen to somebody who, you know, had a baby during the pandemic. If you're wanting to travel, but you're scared to take the plunge because you feel like it's a waste of money, or you feel like it's just not safe right now, go watch some people on TikTok who are traveling during the pandemic or traveling during this tough time. You need to get motivated and inspired by people who have already done what you're trying to do. That would be my best advice, because right with this 55 abundance here, it seems like you have the resources, and energetically speaking, astrologically speaking, now is the opportune time for you to try to have a child, start a business, or travel. So it's best that you do take the plunge soon, but you just need inspiration. You need inspiration to help you start that business. You need inspiration to get you ready to travel. You need inspiration to get you prepared to have a child. Especially with the culmination, the harvest, the reaping rewards, fertility, ripeness, profusion, plenty, generosity. These are all on the abundance card. You guys should try listening to frequency music. You guys should start listening to frequency music. Like, you can literally not Google, but I go on YouTube and check out frequency music with gold, abundance. Look at the color gold. The color gold helps us understand that, like, we are rich on the inside. We have everything we need in order to get more of what we want. So yeah, that's a spiritual thing, though. And I think that's the issue, is you guys are missing the link to that spirituality. So the frequency music can really help you guys link up with your spirituality. But the videos I just recommended, those will help you guys really, the Chariot, more sevens. Movement of resonance, journey, victory over a situation or problem, or balancing the opposite polarities. That's exactly what your reading is. What did I start off by saying? You guys have two opposite cards here. You have two opposite mindsets about something happening in your life, and you need to balance out the two. And the only way Gemini can do that is with evidence. Evidence. So evidence is through, that's why I gave the idea of listening to a podcast, reading a book of somebody who's already done what it is that you're contemplating about. The other thing coming through very strongly here, Gemini, is a court case, or like a case in terms of you feel defeated in regard to like a legal issue. So yeah, listening to somebody, like maybe you're somebody who was a felon, and it's just hard for you to want to like have hope of getting even a job. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a business, but it's like you can really be struggling with like, oh, I'm a felon, I'm never going to get a job. Like, I can tell you right now, there's a book I read by a guy who spent 25 years in prison for murder, and was released and ended up writing a book, doing all these wonderful things with his life. I think it's called Righting My Wrongs. So that would be like a good book to read if that's something that resonates with you, Gemini. But yeah, right now for you, Gemini, I would go back and listen to the Pisces thing, and listen to the beginning of this reading where I talk about what the Pisces New Moon is. Overall for you, meditating through those frequencies of, like I said, of your inner riches, your abundance, like those kinds of things, contemplating on what moves you want to make in the future, and understanding that those moves are possible. That will be very helpful for you guys under this new moon. If you guys are able to do that under this new moon, you guys will find that by this time next month, there's a lot changed in your life. You guys kind of got a lot from me there. I don't know why. Gemini just took a lot from me. I swear. I don't know why. All right, so let's move into Taurus. But Gemini, you guys can check out the written horoscopes, the love horoscopes, and I have the money horoscopes coming out on Stargazerville. So you can check out Stargazerville if you're interested in looking deeper into your money. You could really check out the Magician reading on my website, or just message me and we can talk more about that. But yeah, let's move into Taurus. Taurus, the biggest energy coming through that you guys needed was patience. Yeah, you guys are very impatient, Taurus. I'm not going to front. Like, the energy that was coming through very strongly was that you want love, you want fortune, you want everything to just be okay. And it's like, you guys need to understand life is not ever always, like, life is never okay. Like, always perfect. You know what I mean? Like, look at money, contentment. That's actually represented by Taurus. You guys want the white picket fence, the good career. You guys want the nice house, the pretty wife or husband, the kids. Y'all want it all, and it's just not really happening. You guys are being offered a lot of things you don't want. You want something specific, but you keep getting options for something else. So it's just kind of like, you guys have to learn patience is key. So right now, meditating on the fact that you have, oh, I don't know what's going on, Taurus. Oh, Taurus. Oh my gosh. Taurus, you're going through an internal issue right now. The King of Swords is in reverse. Usually I don't read reversals, but that was pretty in my face. You guys are not respecting yourselves. You guys are just, look, Nine of Swords reverse, fears and frustrations, letting go of emotions. You guys are tied up in bed. You guys are not in a place where you're confident or, oh my God, my ears are ringing. Taurus. Taurus, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not pulling too much into this energy. Yeah. You guys are expecting a call or a message from somebody. Okay, Taurus, I'm going to say straight up, if you guys want more personal readings, hit me up for a personal reading, because I'm not getting too deep into this energy, because there's way too many storylines happening here, Taurus. I'm sensing that I have a lot of viewers who are Tauruses, but I'm sensing that, not a lot, but I'm sensing I have a female and a male Taurus who watch me, and I'm getting two different storylines from you guys. So I'm going to say everything that I just said is generalized, yeah, but if I get too deep into this, it's going to get too specific into energy. So I'm going to say Taurus straight up. If you guys need to listen to the Pisces energy in the beginning, that would be best for you guys, so that you're not getting attached to a storyline that I'm saying here, because I'm not getting deep into who's coming into your life and etc. etc. Right now, what I can tell you straight up, Taurus, is you're not respecting yourself. You don't feel worthy of the things that it is that you say you want. So because you don't feel that way, that's not what you're attracting. You're attracting low frequency things as a result. You have to be more patient, and you have to meditate and contemplate. When we're talking about the lessons, Pisces brings in the lessons for us, Taurus. You really have to contemplate and meditate on the lessons that you've learned of, like, how people have been taken out of your life, and you need to come to grips with the fact that these people get taken out for a reason. These people are gone from your life for a very specific reason, Taurus. So I would that's what I would be meditating and contemplating on if I was you, Taurus. So let's move into Aries. Okay, and Aries is our last sign. I'm kind of proud of myself because I did this in an hour. Usually I'm up here for like 3 hours, 2 hours. I'll be nice because I did Aries last. Let's use the Oracle. I'm better with my Oracles anyways, to be honest. Okay, so the general energy for Aries was freedom. There's a trapped energy coming through for you guys, but you guys are feeling like you're finally becoming free from this trapped energy. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, this isn't exciting. This is a sucky card to pull for you guys. But yeah, you guys feel like you've been in a compromising situation. You feel like you're being manipulated. It caused you to have low self-esteem. And either you're coming out of that energy or you're just realizing for the first time, Aries, that you're in that energy. So what I'm going to say for you with this Pisces new moon is that you're meditating and contemplating on what you deserve, what you're willing to take. We're talking about for Aries energy, it's straight up about boundaries and deal breakers for your relationships. So I'm gonna say Aries, yeah, my readings are $33 on sale right now. Usually they're $88. Yours is 100% a love reading. Everybody else's was mixed up, but yours is 100% wrapped around love. Now is a time for, look, it literally says, so Aries, I'm gonna tell you, you should go back and listen to Pisces and listen to the new moon information that I was talking about in the beginning of the reading, because you really have to tap into the power of this new moon and detach yourself from this situation in order for you to see the other side. Yeah, biting through. This is Aries energy, the 21. 2 plus 1 is 3. Aries is represented by the number 3. Take decisive action, restore order, force applied with sensitivity, justice, tenacious devotion to a task, which is also Libra energy. Aries, right now, 100,000,000%, you have to go very deep into what is right and what is wrong ethically. You have to move from a place of emotion, move from a place of logic, and move into a place of ethics. Is this situation ethical? Is this okay the way you're being treated? That's what I'm hearing. And you have to meditate and you have to contemplate on that, Aries, because you could not be... I apologize. The school bus just passed through. Aries, you could be accepting behavior or indulging it. You could be the one doing the behavior for all I know, Aries, but you could be accepting behavior or indulging in behavior that is absolutely toxic. Low self-esteem, like it says, manipulation. Either you're manipulating people or somebody's manipulating you, Aries. So now with the meditation and contemplation is you need to meditate on the actions that have occurred, restoring order and taking decisive action. After this new moon, after you meditate and contemplate on this information, yeah, justice and death came through. And then the Queen of Swords, cold, hard, demanding, authority. Yeah. New beginnings, death, justice. You have to find, finding out the truth in a matter. That's funny because both of these cards have justice on them. Yeah, finding out the truth in the matter. Finding out, you have to look at the truth. There's something unethical happening in your life, Aries. There's something unethical happening. Look, death of a relationship here. You might have to cut somebody out of your life. And Page of Pentacles, student, male or female. With the student, male or female, I'm sensing that you guys could get a... you should be a student to someone. So maybe there's a mentor, a spiritual advisor, a teacher, maybe even a close friend who just happens to be very wise. But I would talk out your feelings with this person, because if you haven't already, because what's coming through very strongly here is that there's multiple sides to this situation. And you have to take into account every single side. When we talk about justice, they're holding a scale. So it's like you have to look at every single side, weigh out every option, and figure out what is what. Like, what is outweighing? Is the good outweighing the bad, or is the bad outweighing the good, Aries? Yeah, death to somebody or something has to come in your life. It could be... This is coming off very romantic, though, Aries. So, yeah, I'm not going to get too much into details about that part. If you want more on that, definitely book a personal reading. But, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close it off here. I felt like I did this in good time. I wasn't up here for, like, 3 fucking hours. Sometimes I'm up here for so fucking long. I'm just going to go ahead and do some closing messages, I guess. But I just want to go ahead and say overall, that wasn't even typing. I just want to go ahead and say overall that, Yeah, closing messages 12400. Like I said in the beginning, this Pisces new moon is all about, during the new moon, we have no view of the moon. The moon's energy and the moon's light is restricted to Earth. So it's a time where it's very dark. During this dark time, Pisces is always a good time to meditate anyways, but Pisces, the sign, represents meditation. It represents fantasy, contemplation, all of these things. So with that being said, is that with this combination of Pisces and the new moon, now is a very opportune time to go ahead and meditate and contemplate on where it is that you want your life to be. I talked about this a lot in the Sagittarius reading, but what kind of person you want to be, what version of yourself you want to be. I'm going to go ahead and pull one message for the general collective. Oh. And I'll read it from the book, and we'll say just like what exactly we all, like the general collective of all 12 zodiacs, just a general message of what exactly can this new moon will be bringing. Yeah, like, so what is this new moon bringing for the collective? Because we're not just, I have followers that are not just in Connecticut. So yeah, let's see what's going on. Oh, fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing. Oh my God, this is crazy. This is such Piscean energy. But the fact is, in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. So Pisces is actually represented by the affirmation, I believe. So let's go ahead and read this. Have you ever seen a fairy? Maybe you have, but you've tried to explain it away with the voice of reason. Or perhaps you are you're a full-fledged believer, or better still, a knower. You know fairies exist. Fairies can appear to us in many different ways. Being sensitive and open to experiences is helpful when fairy spotting, as it allows us to be more receptive to seeing these magical spirits of nature. They very often appear as flashes of light darting around wooded areas or gardens, or, if you're really lucky, inside your home. They can also manifest just outside your line of sight, often in the corner of your field of vision, so you are not totally sure if there's anything there at all. Sometimes they can be felt intuitively, seen only in your mind's eye. They may also bring a flowery scent or an unusual smell, rather like toffee apples or popcorn. When they appear in their full form, it's a true privilege, for they are rightly weary of humans. You could try photographing fairies, even if you can't see them with your own eyes. A camera can often pick up a fairy essence, which may appear as a beam of light or a tiny orb. The best place to do this is out in nature, either in your garden or in woodland. Midsummer's Eve is a particularly good time to look for fairies. You're most likely to see a fairy if you care about nature and the environment, as they will be more willing to connect with you. So, honestly, that was cute that I read that or whatever, but the point is that believing is seeing, right? You have to believe something in order for it to manifest into your life. You know, they always say, if you dream it, you can achieve it. Blah, blah, blah. That's essentially what this is saying. And that's what this Pisces new moon is all about. Meditating and contemplating is all about seeing things with your mind's eyes. Meditate visually yourself. Meditate on doing all these things that I just talked about for each individual sign. See it in your mind's eye. Believe it in your mind's eye, I apologize, and you will see it come to life in your life. So, come to life in your reality. So, let me just drop that down. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and close it off here. I hope that this reaches you in good health and high spirits. I am officially signing off.